Welcome to this week's Crypto Roundup. In today's recap, we delve into the DOJ's crackdown on Samourai Wallet's founders for alleged money laundering and significant shifts within the SEC following sanctions over procedural misconduct. We also cover the dramatic depegging of Renzo's ezETH, proposed severe penalties against Binance founder Changpeng Zhao, and Grayscale's launch of a cost-effective Bitcoin mini ETF. Additionally, we discuss Hong Kong's upcoming debut of Bitcoin and Ethereum spot ETFs, the Blockchain Association's legal challenge against the SEC's new dealer rule, the NYSE's consideration of 24/7 trading, and the IRS's introduction of a new crypto tax reporting form, plus a security breach in El Salvador's Chivo wallet rounds out our packed week. Let's begin. DOJ cracks down on Samourai wallet founders. In a significant operation against crypto mixing services, the U.S. Department of Justice has arrested Keon Rodriguez and William Lonergan Hill, the founders of Samourai Wallet. The arrests, carried out on Wednesday, highlight ongoing government scrutiny over crypto tools that enhance privacy, but are also alleged to facilitate illegal activities. Samourai Wallet, known for its privacy-preserving features, executed over $2 billion in transactions, purportedly laundering more than $100 million from illicit sources, according to federal prosecutors. The service, which started in 2015, is designed to obscure the origins of digital assets, which the DOJ claims has become a conduit for criminals. Rodriguez, the CEO, was detained in the United States and is expected to appear in court. Meanwhile, Hill, the CTO, was apprehended in Portugal, with U.S. authorities seeking his extradition. Following their arrests, the Samourai Wallet website and mobile application were seized and are now inaccessible. The DOJ has charged both individuals with conspiracy to commit money laundering and operating an unlicensed money-transmitting business, bringing potential penalties for Rodriguez and Hill of up to 20 years and 5 years in prison, respectively. The case forms part of a broader crackdown on crypto mixing services, as the DOJ prepares for upcoming trials involving the likes of Roman Storm of Tornado Cash. SEC lawyers step down after court sanctions agency for misconduct. Two attorneys from the SEC, Welsh and Joseph Watkins, have resigned following a Utah District Court judge sanctioned the SEC for gross abuse of power in its handling of the debt box case. The court's criticism centered on misleading statements made by the SEC in its attempt to secure a restraining order against the Utah-based cryptocurrency firm, which undermined the integrity of judicial proceedings. The judge also ordered the SEC to cover DebtBox's legal fees, highlighting the severity of the agency's procedural failures. Sudden depeg of Renzo's ezETH shakes restaking ecosystem. Renzo Protocol's liquid restaking token, ezETH, faced a drastic drop in value following a poorly received airdrop announcement, plunging from over $3,000 to just $688. Originally pegged to Ethereum, ezETH's price tumbled on decentralized exchange Uniswap, reflecting a significant deviation from its intended one-to-one correlation with ETH. The incident emerged right after Renzo concluded the first season of its points program, which incentivizes ETH staking on its platform. This program's closure led to a rushed sell-off as ezETH holders attempted to convert their tokens back to ETH amid the upcoming airdrop of Renzo's new governance token. The market's reaction was fueled by discontent with the airdrop's eligibility criteria and the distribution plan for RES tokens, particularly criticizing the transparency and fairness of the process. Financial repercussions were severe, particularly for users engaged in leveraged trading on platforms like Gearbox and Morpho, where ezETH was extensively used as collateral. Despite a partial recovery, ezETH continues to trade at a discount to ETH, signaling lingering doubts about the token's stability and Renzo's strategic decisions. After the community backlash, Renzo increased the initial airdrop allocation from 5% to 7% of its tokens, with distributions set for the end of April and a subsequent phase planned. DOJ proposes hefty sentence for Binance founder Changpeng Zhao. U.S. federal prosecutors are advocating for a 3-year prison sentence for Changpeng CZ Zhao, the founder and former CEO of cryptocurrency giant Binance. Zhao's proposed sentence doubles the federal guideline maximum of 18 months, reflecting the severity of Zhao's violations of U.S. anti-money laundering laws. Zhao pleaded guilty in November 2023 on charges related to money laundering and the evasion of U.S. sanctions. His plea was part of a broader settlement that also included Binance paying a historic $4.3 billion in finesse to continue its U.S. operations. Meanwhile, CZ apologized for his decisions in a letter to a U.S. judge ahead of his sentencing, and 161 letters of support were filed on his behalf. In other Binance news, exchange executive Tigran Gambaryan's bail hearing in Nigeria has been postponed to May 17th, following his arrest on charges of money laundering and tax evasion on February 26th. Grayscale launches new low-fee mini Bitcoin ETF. Grayscale Investments announced the launch of a new Bitcoin mini trust with a notably low annual fee of 0.15%, positioning it as the most affordable option among spot Bitcoin ETFs. This new product is designed to attract long-term investors by offering a more cost-effective alternative to higher-fee competitors. The BTC Trust will be seeded with 10% of the assets from Grayscale's existing Bitcoin Trust, GBTC, which has an annual fee of 1.5%. This transfer grants GBTC shareholders automatic shares of the new ETF without triggering potential capital gains tax. Grayscale's introduction of the BTC Mini Trust comes as the company adapts to growing market demand for lower-cost investment products and reflects an effort to stay competitive against other firms offering similar products, like Franklin Templeton's Bitcoin ETF, which charges a 0.19% fee. Hong Kong set to debut Bitcoin and Ethereum spot ETFs, SEC seeks comments. Hong Kong is gearing up to launch its first-ever Bitcoin and Ethereum spot ETFs next week, on April 30th. The products will feature in-kind subscription and redemption mechanisms. This approach allows investors to directly exchange the underlying crypto assets for ETF shares, offering an alternative to cash redemption models typically seen in U.S. funds. In related news, the SEC has called for public comments regarding BlackRock's amended proposal for a spot Ethereum ETF. Initially delayed in January, the proposal was amended on April 19th, with changes made to the ETF's creation and redemption processes. Blockchain Association challenges SEC's new dealer rule. The Blockchain Association, in collaboration with the Crypto Freedom Alliance of Texas, has filed a lawsuit against the SEC over its recent rule expansion, contesting the SEC's broadened definition of a securities dealer, which now includes liquidity providers on decentralized finance protocols. The rule, enacted in February, categorizes any market participant controlling over $50 million and providing liquidity as a dealer. This adjustment aligns the regulatory obligations of DeFi liquidity providers with those of traditional securities dealers for the first time, marking a difficult operational transition. Kristen Smith, CEO of the Blockchain Association, criticized the SEC's move as an overreach of its statutory authority and a threat to digital asset innovation. Smith said, "This is the latest example of the SEC's blatant attempts to unlawfully regulate outside its authority." NYSE explores shift to 24/7 trading. The New York Stock Exchange is considering a shift to 24/7 trading operations, prompted by growing demand for continuous market access, and perhaps influenced by profitable around-the-clock crypto exchanges. Traditional NYSE stock trading operates from 9:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. ET, but the proposed expansion could see trading activities available around the clock, just like cryptocurrencies. This initiative is supported by technological advancements and an increased investor appetite for more flexible trading hours, especially from regions like Asia and Europe. The NYSE has launched a survey to gauge market participant interest, asking for feedback on logistical considerations such as overnight staffing and measures to protect investors from price volatility. IRS previews new crypto tax form for brokered asset reporting. The U.S. Internal Revenue Service has released a draft of the new Form 1099-DA, designed for the reporting of brokered cryptocurrency transactions. This early glimpse into the form shows spaces for wallet addresses, individual token codes, and transaction locations on blockchains, aiming to track taxable gains or losses from digital asset transactions. The form also categorizes brokers by type, such as kiosk operators and wallet providers, to streamline reporting processes. With the IRS still finalizing the rule that necessitates this form, industry stakeholders are awaiting further clarity on how these new reporting requirements will be implemented. CC demands $5.3 billion from Terraform Labs and Quan following guilty verdict. The SEC is seeking a substantial financial penalty from Terraform Labs and its founder Do Kwon, totaling $5.3 billion. This follows a jury's decision earlier this month that found both Kwon and his company guilty of defrauding investors. The SEC's proposed penalties include $4.7 billion in disgorgement and $546 million in prejudgment interest, plus additional civil penalties of $520 million. And the SEC has requested that Kwon be barred from serving as an officer or director of any public company. Meanwhile, Kwon is contesting a Montenegro High Court decision that potentially allows his extradition to the U.S. or South Korea, labeling the interpretation as unfounded and illegal. El Salvador's Chivo wallet compromised as hackers leak source code. The Chivo wallet, El Salvador's government-backed crypto wallet, suffered a security breach with the release of part of its source code by cybercrime group Cyberintelligentsia SV. This leak, disclosed on a notorious black hat hacking forum, also included VPN credentials tied to the Chivo Bitcoin ATM network. The hackers publicly declared the leak a response to unspecified grievances against the Salvadoran government. This incident follows closely after the same group released personal data of over 5 million Salvadorans earlier this month. And that's it. Thanks for joining us today.
Unchained is produced by me, Laura Shin, with help from Matt Pilchard, Juan Aranovich, Megan Gavis, Shashank, and Margaret Correa. Thanks for listening. Unchained is now a part of the CoinDesk Podcast Network. For the latest in digital assets, check out Markets Daily, 5 days a week, with host Noel Atchison. Follow the CoinDesk Podcast Network for some of the best shows in crypto.